Welcome to the Selling from the Heart podcast on the Salescast Network. You've joined a global movement of sales professionals who are dedicated to being authentic and building trust. We call it Selling from the Heart. Together, we are on a mission to bring sincerity and substance to the sales profession we all love. Get ready to be inspired and equipped as we join our hosts, Larry Levine and Darrell Amy.
Are you ready to unleash your business? Work Better Now provides incredible full-time remote talent that positively impacts your business from day one. Free your time and resources from administrative tasks and from tedious hiring activities. Whether you need an executive assistant, need to staff up a department, or you're a high-performance sales professional that simply needs more time, Work Better Now's reliable, full-time, and dedicated remote workforce is vetted and matched specifically to your operational needs. Larry and I have enjoyed having our Work Better Now assistant, Carmen, on our team for almost 2 years, and she has made an enormous positive impact on our business. Head over to workbetternow.com to schedule a free consultation and transform your business. When you mention the word heart during your conversation, you will receive $150 off for the first 3 months of your service. Hello and welcome back to the Selling from the Heart podcast. Your co-host, Darrell Amy, here today with Larry Levine. What's going on, Larry?
Hey, Darrell, what isn't going on? By the way, great seeing you. We have so much stuff happening here at Selling from the Heart. I'm super fired up.
Oh, it was so fun celebrating the 5th birthday of the Selling from the Heart book. Thank you to everybody that shared a selfie on LinkedIn all day long. It was so cool seeing people holding up the book, smiling. And I just absolutely love our community. I love this community of authentic sales professionals. And just wait, we've got an incredible conversation lined up today. You're absolutely going to love. Larry, what a blast.
Oh, I mean, who would have known? I got to tell you what, I really look good for being 5 years old, Darrell.
That's
I
right.
absolutely look phenomenal.
Well, the book is 5 years old. You act more like a 5-year-old, but the good news is we've got some great things going on. And one of the best things about Selling from the Heart is the community of like-hearted sales professionals that gather weekly in the Insiders Group. And Larry, I just love the friends that we've been able to make all over the world. In all different areas of the sales profession.
There's actually one that I just really want to give a shout out to since we're talking about the insiders, and that's Kayla Perlove. And Kayla is just, what an amazing person to see her transformation. Come out and hang out with us in the Selling from the Heart Insiders Group. You're going to see Kayla in action, but this is where you really transform and hang out with like-hearted salespeople.
It really is amazing. And if you want to join us in the Selling from the Heart Insiders Group, you'll say, I just found my people. That's what we hear all the time. I just found my people. You can come hang out with us. Just go to sellingfromtheheart.net/free-pass. sellingfromtheheart.net/free-pass. Get a free pass to the next Selling from the Heart Insiders Group, and you're going to meet some amazing people. Speaking of amazing people, today we are thrilled to welcome Radhika Shukla to the podcast. With over 21 years under her belt as a senior sales leader, she boasts an impressive resume showcasing her experience from her Michigan-Ross MBA to leading a whopping $250 million plus P&L business. Now, not only does she excel in empowering teams across North America and Asia, but she has also been recognized as one of the top 10 women in manufacturing and has garnered accolades from companies like Microsoft for her stellar contributions. From Miss Michigan USA to holding 15 tech certifications, her journey truly epitomizes her mantra: inspire, empower, and appreciate. Welcome to the Selling from the Heart Studios. It is great to have you here.
Truly an honor. Thank you so much. That was a very amazing, I would say. For a moment, I was like, have I done all of this? But yes, thank you. Thank you. Truly humbled. Just one correction. The 15 certifications went up to 29.
Just slightly.
Learning it all.
Well, hey, that's exciting.
Lord.
And what we really love is you're just this wealth of not only inspiration and experience. So this is going to be a fun conversation. And the question that every one of our guests answers at the beginning of the podcast, and that is, what does it mean to you to sell from the heart?
Absolutely. And thank you for the kind introduction. Truly humbled to be here. I'm just here to share my learning and my insights that I've gathered from my mentors, from my team. I learn from my team every day, from our customers, partners. So for me, I would say selling from the heart truly means servant leadership. And what that translates to is 3 fundamental pillars: serve passionately, connect authentically, and then thrive collectively. Those are the 3 core foundational pillars and principles that drive success in sales.
Oh, yeah, I really like this. And I know we're going to have an amazing conversation, but I just want to talk about servant leadership for just a moment, because what's interesting, Darrell, we just don't talk. It seems like it doesn't come up as much as it should be on the podcast. But when you just shared your 3 pillars, walk us through what was the inspiration behind these 3 pillars, or why do you believe as a leader these 3 pillars are so important? Because I believe they are.
Because if you're truly serving your customers, your teams, your partners, you're actively listening, connecting with them authentically, you're building trust. And people buy from people they trust. So all 3 pillars help you be more effective in building a trusted advisor relationship with your customers. And that's why I said it's very important. With your team, it helps you build a positive and productive sales environment. With your customers, I think it helps build credibility and that trusted advisor relationship. That's why these 3 pillars are very important.
I love the first pillar, serve passionately. And it's a heart of service. It's showing up with intention. And so when you think about salespeople that aren't serving passionately, what's the difference? So from your perspective, what's the difference between a sales rep that's just punching the clock and a sales professional that's out there serving with passion?
The folks that are serving with passion are truly taking the time, putting in the effort to understand a customer's needs, their business outcomes. They're not really focused on products and pricing. They're thinking above and beyond. They're thinking about a customer's 3 horizon, which is optimize the environment. How do you innovate and how do you transform their business model? Understanding their core needs and just not selling to IT, maybe going to all rooms of the house, talking to lines of business, HR, sales. So as a sales leader, we should encourage our team to actively listen to our customers, be situationally fluent in a room, envision the art of the possible for them, be that thought leader, ask probing questions, empathize with their challenges, because passionate service starts with truly understanding what they need, not with what we have to sell to meet our quotas. And I think that's the key difference between people who are just punching the numbers or trying to close big deals, trying to meet their quotas. You will automatically meet your quotas if you are understanding a customer's needs and then tailoring your solutions to meet each customer's unique needs. I think.
And here's what's interesting about this is, and this is why the leaders have so much the leaders that are out there have so much opportunity to raise the water level in their teams with this. And I believe it all starts, and I'm going to throw the word out that a lot of salespeople cringe at, but I think it drives this point across even more. And I'd be curious your thoughts. It's role playing. And as a leader, if you can sit down with your salespeople and create an environment inside your business that's a little bit tougher than the environment that they may be facing, watch what starts to happen. And it's those leaders who serve passionately through role playing will actually have sales professionals that sell passionately. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think as leaders, we need to invest in their training and development. Yeah. And one of the things you said was role play. In many of my previous companies, I have personally done pitch perfect sessions, which actually means just coming in with a point of view, doing your research. That's very important. You cannot have a point of view if you've not done your research on the customer's business, their industry, market trends, the compete scenario, what partners are servicing them. So I think it's very important for us to invest in continuous training. And that's why I talked about my own certifications, because I like to lead by example. Understanding your own solution portfolio is also very important before you go and pitch it to the customer. And always practice makes perfect, right? Always try to practice it internally. And as leaders, we can do role play and help our team build that confidence. So you're absolutely right. Role play plays a key role in selling effectively.
I think this is so powerful because I think a lot of sales professionals that say, I want to serve passionately, will show up with a good heart to help. But we also have to do the homework to make sure that we're able to come and add value. And so I think that is so powerful. And the second pillar, I think, really powers that. And this is authenticity. And here at Selling from the Heart, authenticity it's the secret sauce. It is something that is so critical. Why do you think sales professionals struggle with authenticity in front of their prospects and clients so much of the time?
I think because they are too obsessed with the numbers and they don't take the time to invest in meaningful relationships. Authentic connections are built on trust, transparency, and genuine relationships. So to foster authenticity, you really have to take the time to, again, come back to understanding the customer needs. That's very important. Understanding customers' perspective, which is important and can only happen if you're honest and transparent. Be forthright with your customers, even if it means admitting a mistake, even if it means correcting something that did not go as planned. I think you build credibility with your customer when you openly have transparent communication about, hey, this worked, this did not work. Here is our product roadmap. This is how we can help you fix it. Address those hard conversations. Bring up a viable solution for your customer rather than running away from it. And that only comes with open, transparent communication, taking constant feedback from your customers and not be afraid of it. I mean, I think those are very important, and that leads to personalized interactions. They give you repeat business if they know that you're vested in their success.
I like this because you brought up the word afraid. And unfortunately, there's so many salespeople out there today that are afraid to have assertive, healthy business conversations. And these are the conversations that will actually move the needle. Yeah. But there's so much fear and scarcity in a lot of salespeople's minds because they go, I don't know if I feel comfortable enough asking that type of a question. So they conjure up all these stories. But I believe it's those salespeople that can have these direct, assertive, healthy adult business conversations are the ones that are going to actually stand out at that business table.
Yeah. And, some of my most successful relationships with my customers have been around when I've started the conversation with what has not worked historically. Let's start there. What is it that you didn't like about us? When we've started with those kind of questions, the customer feels that you genuinely care about their business. You want to fix what did not work before trying to sell them more.
I love it. This is such a powerful conversation. And we're diving into some topics here that are so core to success in today's market and building trust. And as we continue this conversation here in just a moment with Radhika, we're going to take a brief break and hear from our sponsors, as well as hearing from one of our friends about what it means to them to sell from the heart. And so we've got a brief message from our friend Val Reese about what it means to her to sell from the heart, and then a quick word from our sponsor. And after that, we're going to rejoin this amazing conversation.
Are you ready to take your career to the next level?
One of the best ways we found to do that is to surround yourself with like-hearted sales professionals.
And we've heard that saying, you're the sum of the people that you hang out with.
Well, if you want to hang out with some sales professionals that also want to take their career to the next level and believe in selling from the heart, we invite you to join us in the Selling from the Heart Insiders Group.
This is a weekly gathering of like-hearted, like-minded sales professionals and sales leaders. We truly build community each and every week.
One of our favorite things is our up close and personal with thought leaders, former podcast guests, and people that challenge us to grow in sales. We would like you to join us for our next up close and personal. Just go to sellingfromtheheart.net/free-pass. That's sellingfromtheheart.net/free-pass. And we look forward to seeing you in the Selling from the Heart Insiders Group.
I think it means to ask the right questions where you are uncovering what it is that's really important to the consumer, and then how your product may or may not address what's important. So it's not being pushy or aggressive or too assertive. It is about that connection.
Right on point, right there. Exactly what we're talking about.
She was listening to our
today.
Conversation.
It's amazing. And I think this whole thing we're talking about here today about passionately serving, about connecting with authenticity, this is so key right now to building trust. And there's a third leg on this stool. So walk us through the third thing, because I think this one here is one of the ones that a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, thriving collectively, which is all about cross-functional collaboration, showing up as one team in front of your customer and having that consistent messaging across all solution pillars. Oftentimes, you see sellers are working in silos and they have their own agenda, which confuses our customer. Mm-hmm. So thriving collectively means that the teams work together efficiently and effectively, and they have that one consistent messaging. And as a sales leader, we should foster a collaborative culture where team members feel supported, where they feel included, where they feel heard. And cross-functional collaboration can lead to creative solutions, better customer outcomes. We should have shared goals. We should be able to, as a leader at least, I should be able to set clear, shared objectives, delegate tasks, talk about goals, make sure everybody understands what the key KPIs are. And when everybody understands what their role is, then we can achieve collective success and we can work together without conflicts. So that's very important on the team side. And from a customer's perspective, as I just mentioned, we have to show up as one team with one messaging, regardless of our quotas. Sometimes people have different quotas and you may not be comped on something the other seller is selling, but it does not matter. You have to keep your customers' needs front and center at all times. And that's when you build a long-term partnership. So it's not about focusing on a one-time transaction. You are building a long-term, authentic relationship and you're delivering value. And that only comes when you show up united. And then, of course, take feedback. Establishing a feedback mechanism with customers is very important. Only then can you thrive collectively. Actively seek their input and work on the things that are bothering them or concerning them, their pain points. Actively work to support them there so that they come back to you and want to learn more about your solutions, want to buy more from you. I think that is what thriving collectively means. Cross-functional collaboration, having a consistent one-team message, and just smooth, frictionless orchestration across all teams.
Oh, I still want to continue this conversation on this thriving collectively, because as I was listening to what you're saying, here's what was going through my mind is speak to the leaders out there and walk us through this. Is I'm a leader and I'm sensing that there's people on my team that may not be buying into this whole thriving collectively, because let's just face it, sometimes it's going to happen. But coach the leaders that are out there. What are a couple things they can do to bring this thriving collectively message to the forefront if they start sensing, you know what, some of these people aren't buying what I'm cooking?
Mm-hmm.
it all starts with team empowerment. A sales leader can foster that environment when you empower your team with the right tools, the right resources, give them the right environment to contribute their ideas, share best practices, create that culture, that collaborative culture, lead by example. I mean, we need to embody the values and behaviors that we expect from our team. That's very important. And then as a leader, we need to remove obstacles from our team's path. We need to support their success, right? So I always view myself as serving my team, making their job easy. So providing them the necessary resources, but also removing barriers that come in the way, especially when you're navigating, something across a tech giant like Microsoft, Oracle. I've worked at IBM. It's the same scenario everywhere. You have to be able to remove barriers so that we can, if you're working on a deal, we can take it to success. But as a leader, you need to ensure that every step of the way you're checking in to make sure that they are feeling supported. Just like hear the customer's needs, we as leaders need to constantly empathize and understand our team's motivations, our team's needs, their superpowers, what excites them, what brings them to work, where they're facing challenges. And that's how I think we can support and prioritize their needs and the growth of others.
It's interesting. So I'm listening to this so many times over the years. We've talked about how great salespeople get promoted to leadership, and there's, some struggles and all of that. But if you take the framework that we've been talking about today, there's actually a ton of similarity between a successful salesperson and a successful leader. They are passionate about serving. They are driving authenticity. They're driving collaboration and all of that. So I think one of the things that's really unique about your perspective here today is there's actually a lot of similarity between a great sales rep and a great leader, a great sales leader. Maybe the issue in sales leadership is we don't have enough great sales professionals who've bought into passion and thriving. But I'm passion and authenticity and collaboration. But I'm curious about this. We've got a lot of younger people who are early on in their career in sales. Maybe they just started in the last couple of years. You have worked in some of the most exciting and interesting global technology companies and some incredible roles out there over your career. What would you say to somebody who's early on in their sales career that says, wow, I'd sure love to be, and play some of these roles in the next couple of decades? How would you coach a younger sales professional to set themselves up for a career of success?
Sales is all about building meaningful relationships. So if you backtrack that and you feel, where do you start? I think networking is a powerful tool in sales. And when done effectively, it can open doors to numerous opportunities. It can help a salesperson enhance their career, and it can also give you access to new leads, new customers. You can, be it LinkedIn or other industry events, you can leverage. But there is the power of networking is huge. You can have knowledge sharing, you can build your own brand, you can have partnerships and collaborations with like-minded individuals. You can also reach out to businesses that you're trying to build a relationship with. So I think if networking is done the right way and done early on, and there'll be a lot of challenges that will come along the way. It's not easy, but again, you have to be persistent and you have to be willing to take rejection. But if you're doing it consistently, you will definitely get great leads, and it will really lead to new opportunities.
Mm-hmm. We got to continue this conversation because this is really important. This is the stuff that I wish in my 20s I would have learned, but obviously, this was pre-internet stuff. So a lot of this was, wasn't done like it is today. However, the power of networking, and I want to take this one step farther for the young people that are out there, it's the power of building a very influential inner circle through networking. These are the things, if young sellers today would just find a mentor, such as you, such as anybody else that can say, you know what, walk me through the eyes of somebody who's more experienced. These networks, these inner circles that y'all build, they can get you somewhere faster with an email, a phone conversation, an introduction than ever before. I mean, young salespeople today, if they took the short-term vision of, I need to hit quotas and things like that, and they played the long term with this, they played the long game, they can multiply their success in rapid amounts of time compared to when we started in our career.
Yeah. And there are 4 or 5 key principles that I follow. And first of all, to your point, I wish I knew that when I was so I feel I came late to the game, but your network is your true net worth. So when I started networking, I set clear objectives. I think that's one principle that I follow. I determine my goals. That what am I trying to do? Am I trying to look for new clients, new partnership? Or is it just gaining some industry knowledge? Or is it trying to explore uncharted territories? Maybe I'm trying to get into a career path where it seems intriguing, but I have no knowledge about that. So I'm trying to find the right, industry leaders in that area. So set clear objectives for yourself, and then identify target events, groups, choose your events and groups, because sometimes you'll be overwhelmed. There are so many avenues out there to network, and you cannot really be everywhere. So have a very targeted approach. That which platform which event are you trying to leverage to build that solid network? Quality is always better over quantity. It's more effective to have a deep, meaningful relationship with someone than have a zillion contacts in your phone where some of them may not ever respond to you. So be very careful about that. Quality is more important. And then be genuine and authentic. People can actually see when you're being insincere. So make sure that you're being honest, you're bringing your genuine, authentic self, because that builds the trust, right? Be very open about what you are trying to seek from that relationship, and ask for mentoring openly. You'd be surprised. People love to coach others if they see value in the relationship. And then be very, very intentional about follow-up. Sometimes I think people just meet others at networking events and then they forget to send a personalized message or a thank you or ask for that next meeting. Relationships have to be maintained. You have to nurture them. And that is required on a consistent basis. You just cannot have a one-off meeting and just feel that, oh, we're connected. No, you're not connected yet. You have to work on that relationship. So those are the few tips that I practice.
Speaking our language.
That's right. Oh, what a powerful conversation. And this is, I'm so excited about everything that we've talked about today. And I'm so glad our community is getting to know you. How can folks connect or get more of you in their life?
I'm on LinkedIn, so folks can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I go by Radhika Shukla there. So they can definitely send me a request, and happy to connect, happy to share my learnings, my insights, what I've gathered from my career journey. I've had some of the best mentors. I owe my success to my mentors. So whatever I can share with others, whatever can help them, happy to support.
Oh, this is so good. I love this conversation. And before we wrap up, I want to give a special shout out because I met you through Carson Hetty. Carson Hetty is near and dear to us in the Selling from the Heart community. So Carson, if you're watching or you're listening, we appreciate you. I'm so grateful for your friendship and introducing us all together.
I am blessed to have him as my friend and mentor. And I'm so grateful that we met through him. But see, that's the power of networking. One connection leads to another.
Exactly.
It's so meaningful.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing time with us today. You sure are a Selling from the Heart champion. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that is it. One connection leads to another. And this is, this last thing we talked about is so powerful. And Larry, you say all the time, your network is your net worth. But it's more than just your financial net worth. It's going to drive results, but the network also drives friendships and satisfaction. It makes the stuff that we do so much more enjoyable and fulfilling.
Yeah, no, so true. And I just there's something I want to bring up because for all the leaders that are out there, is you have the ability, you truly have the ability in how you lead your team to determine what happens next. And I've always said this, always, is those leaders who lead with heart soon develop a sales team that sells with heart. As leaders, you're the ship. You're steering this whole thing. So how are you connecting and how are you engaging? What type of community are you fostering with your salespeople?
And same thing for sales professionals as well. This being able to serve with passion and be authentic and collaborative, all of these things that, quite frankly, in the day-to-day, month-to-month, quarter-to-quarter pressures of sales, it's easy to get away from those and drift. But this has been a great recalibration today. And by the way, if you want to get recalibrated on a regular basis, hang out with like-hearted sales professionals. Where do you do that, Larry? You do it at the Selling from the Heart Insiders group.
No, absolutely. And I tell you, every Friday we get together, we actually have a blast. We mastermind and we bring thought leaders and authors, past podcast guests to the forefront. We get up close and personal. And it's just, I tell you what, the transformation with the people that are in this group has just been amazing. Come hang out with us, please.
sellingfromtheheart.net/free-pass. Come join us for an upcoming Up Close and Personal. Thank you to everybody that's liking and subscribing, and most of all, those who are sharing the podcast and leaving reviews. The community of authentic sales professionals around the world continues to grow, and it's thanks to you. Larry, we've got an exciting roster of guests coming out throughout the fall. So make sure to stay tuned. Our commitment to you is to bring you ideas and inspiration that are going to help you thrive in your sales career.
And that's what we're all about. I'm super grateful to each and every one of you. And more importantly, will you head on over to Barnes & Noble and grab your copy of Selling from the Heart? We appreciate it.
Well,
I had to throw that shameless plug in there.
We are so thankful for everybody who's helping us work to move from the website now to the store shelves of our friends at Barnes & Noble. So till next time, keep being genuine, keep being authentic, keep building trust, serve with passion, and most of all,
sell from the heart.